Okay.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Hey folks, and welcome back to Pala Beach. We're down in the Ban Chung area at Pala Beach and still at the hotel. If you saw the last episode, we checked into this hotel. This is a little road that goes right down to the beach. Maybe I can get a sunrise down here. I'm not sure. But anyway, today's kind of a special day because we woke up and we did not order the breakfast option for this hotel on purpose because we're going to have breakfast at a friend's restaurant. And a little bit more than that, V's going to actually continue her culinary arts training at this restaurant. So she's actually going to be helping to prepare the breakfast and learning as we go. Now, I went down there. For you observant types, I'm going up here to pick V up. And look, she has gathered some flowers in her hand. You'll see those again later. Ready to work?
Yes.
Work?
Today I work.
Work.
Yeah.
Today she works. She don't get paid, but she works. And I'll eat. The least I can do. And work she did. She jumped right in. There's my morning coffee. So even though this trip was mostly about V learning, I ended up learning a great deal myself. And just as an example, the first order of business for the ladies was to peel potatoes and begin shredding them into hash browns. And I think I learned a little bit about potatoes, and they're not a specialty here, so that's a thing. Yeah, we were just talking about potatoes. Looks like about a 10 to 15 pound bag of potatoes, 200 baht, about $6, and they're good looking potatoes. Potatoes are not a specialty here. They're hard to find good ones. He's found good ones. They got thin skins, they got a nice gold, they taste good. The problem is a lot of times you find them, they're very small. They're not the cheapest thing here. They're a little bit expensive. I don't think they grow a lot of them here, but he's got good ones, and I think that's probably pretty decent. That's about 50 cents a pound, just say. If it was $6 for 10 pounds, it's probably more than 10 pounds, probably at least 12. Well, if 12 pounds, it's 50 cents a pound. My math's off this morning. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. But potatoes are just, you can find a lot of things here cheap, produce that they grow dirt cheap, but potatoes isn't one of them. It's always a little bit of a challenge on potatoes. So yeah, she learned some hash browns right out of the chute here this morning. They look good. They look really good, fresh made, fresh shredded hash browns. So then shortly thereafter, it was decided she needed to look like the rest of the team here. So they gave her a shirt. So V's got her uniform on now. She's all suited up. She can really join the team. So one thing I've always kind of known, but I didn't know the details about, they have amazing charcoal here. And it's dirt cheap. I'll show you what I mean. Whole great big bag of charcoal, more than enough to grill whatever you want to grill. It's like 30 cents, about 35 cents, 10 baht. And it's real, it's not an exotic hardwood, but it's a hardwood. You don't need any additives or chips with it. I mean, this is great charcoal. It's very aromatic already. And you can get it just about everywhere. Bags of it. He uses it for, you know, he grills steak, sausage, things like that outside, and he prepares a little bit. He heats up the coals and puts it in his cooker, in his grill. But just one thing that maybe you don't expect here, if you don't live here, you don't know. Even I live here, and I knew that charcoal was cheap, but I didn't really know the quality of it. But I really looked at it, and it is really good charcoal. It smells fantastic. Cook it. So I think it's the same ones that they'll use in grilling the chicken here, the meat on the stick, all the people, all the street carts that grill stuff. Pretty sure that's what they're using. 10 baht for a big bag of it. So the next order of business was the biscuit dough, so they can make biscuits. And biscuits are maybe, American biscuits are maybe not what you think they are. You know what is biscuit?
Yeah.
Biscuit. Phnom Penh
ขนม
biscuit.
ปัง
So yeah, in some places, biscuits are little thin tea cookies, and American biscuits are great big fluffy guys. You'll see them in a minute, but they shred some butter in here. There's a bunch of ingredients that go in here, but I tell you, it's not every day you see Thai girls making American biscuits. Who knows, maybe the first time ever filmed. Probably a rarity. But there's another key ingredient that here may sometimes be lacking. I guess you can get it, but it's just hard to find. But Thomas shed some light on that for me. Another thing I just learned, and I've talked to friends about this. Certain items, biscuits, pancakes, you want buttermilk. And people say, well, you can't get buttermilk here, or it's hard to find. But he uses what's called goat milk. He says it's the same thing, goat milk. You can get it even at the 7-Eleven. I'll show you the box. It even has a goat on it. It says goat milk. It's got a picture of a goat. 75 baht for 3 boxes of goat milk. Each box is about 8 ounces. So that's your buttermilk alternative, or he says it's practically the same thing. But you can't buy the goat milk in the pet stores. That's not for human consumption. But I've had a lot of people, they say they make their own buttermilk with lemon or vinegar or something because they can't find it. But here, that's what he uses for buttermilk biscuits and pancakes, and they're supposed to be the best in town. So yeah, I think Vi had no idea when she woke up this morning that she'd be whipping up and cutting out the homemade biscuits here, but she did well. She did well, and they make, I don't know, about a dozen in a tray, and then they paint them with butter, and they'll pop them in the oven in a minute. And he's got a big oven that's outside. Now, ovens, I've talked about this before, a little bit rare. They're not really used in Thai cooking, at least for traditional Thai cooking. But for some Thai cooking maybe. But here they've got an oven, and there's a certain way that they power this oven. It's not an electric oven or anything. Now, that's the grill. But the oven's right over there. The biscuits are going in, and I learned a little bit about this guy too with the fuel that it uses. So he's using propane for the oven.
This is
a bottle of propane. I think it's 15 kilos. So I guess the closest thing you would say is like 30 pounds, but it's probably over 30 pounds of propane, and that costs 300 baht. So that's about $10, a little bit under $10. And that's delivered, and he says it lasts them 2 months. So it gives you an idea what propane costs here. I think that's quite reasonable. About $9.50 or something for a 30-pound bottle of propane delivered. I believe there's a deposit you pay on the first bottle, but then they just keep rolling over, bringing you a new bottle. So whatever you need propane for, that's how much it costs. A lot more pins in that board since I was here 6 months ago. We just came when they first opened. Now the whole world's covered just about. All right, we gotta get this brekkie. I think it's almost done. So pancakes with a real, I think he gets it from New Zealand, a real natural salted butter and Canadian maple syrup. It's those little things that I think will make it special. Plus, it's all homemade, the buttermilk, the other things I've showed you, and the biscuit. So this is what I'm getting: a biscuit sandwich, an egg biscuit sandwich, and here they come.
What's coming?
Wow.
Pancake and biscuit.
Oh, look at that guy.
เปิดไหม
Look at that. There, real Canadian maple syrup, New Zealand butter. I got a sausage biscuit with egg and cheese, fresh baked biscuit, and I've got some pancakes. I just had to try both of those things. I can get an egg omelet, I can get regular bacon, but he's got a homemade sausage that he makes. Of course, the buttermilk pancakes, the buttermilk biscuits. There it is. Thank you. Lovely. That's the syrup. I mean, I've got it already here, but that's the bottle, which is the side. But I gotta dig in. It looks.
Oh my lord!
It looks,
Everything okay, Mike?
It looks great, Thomas. It looks fantastic.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Enjoy.
I'm gonna tuck in. Just bit into that biscuit. Now, biscuits may be a little bit unique to America, at least in this form. It's kind of what you may call a scone in the UK or other places, but it's unique. It's a southern style buttermilk biscuit. I realize biscuits in some places are like what we would call a cookie or a very small thin. So what I got, the sausage, egg, cheese biscuit, 60 baht for that, so right around $2. I mean, like $1.99 for a homemade sausage biscuit, fresh baked biscuit. I don't see how you go wrong there. The pancakes, I ordered all off the a la carte menu. He's got platters, all kind of platters, but there's just specific things I want to try, and I can't eat everything, as much as I'd like to try. But the pancakes, 30 baht a piece, so $1 a pancake, right off the a la carte menu. So everything I got here was $4. Two great big pancakes, which I couldn't even finish, and a great big sausage, egg, cheese biscuit for a little, slightly under $4. He's got side items. He says if you come for your first time, you get a free side. Like the Canadian maple syrup's counted as a side. You get the regular syrup that comes standard with it. If you want an extra side, you get that Canadian maple syrup. But he's got other things like that. But to be honest with you, like I said in the beginning, I think I learned more than she did. I mean, she's learning. I don't know how much she learned, but the things I learned here with Thomas's transparency with the kitchen and the different ingredients and how he sources things and what things cost, I found all that interesting. So I think I learned as much, if not more, than V did. I already know how to cook pancakes, but... So you saw my breakfast, and even though V's down here to learn and work, she's going to have a breakfast as well, but it's a Thai girl's breakfast. But she does have a mixture of food, you'll see. They're back there making it. I'll go back in the kitchen and steal a shot of it. But it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. If you think my breakfast was big, they're bringing it out to her now. Yeah, so it turns out that was for all the girls. So look at this breakfast burrito, though. That was the first thing brought out. Fresh pico de gallo there, stuffed with egg and sausage. I guess a som tam is a Thai girl's treat anytime, morning, noon, or night. And I told you guys at the beginning, keep your eye on those flowers. There they are. The flowers are now food, prepared in a dish. And I see also maybe a kaprao shrimp coming out with some rice and an order of hash browns. So they got a real mixture of Thai and Western food here. And I'll have V pose for a thumbnail here, even though I may not use that as the thumbnail. I just made her pose for it anyway. Everybody got a kick out of that. So they're busy. The real customers are coming in. They have a breakfast rush here Saturdays, Sundays. That's their big days. So that's the best days I thought V would learn the most. So I've already had my breakfast. I was first one. But I had a great meal here, and I really appreciate. Big thanks out to Teacher Thomas. That's what he goes by on YouTube. His name's Thomas, but he goes by Teacher Thomas Thailand on YouTube, and he features a lot of his restaurant here. And then, like I said, it's also a nightlife type place called Open Mic at Fala. So big thanks to Thomas, his whole staff here at Open Mic at Fala. Had a great breakfast, and more importantly than that, V's learning how to cook. And I got a good breakfast out of it. Wow.
Rồi mẹ. Để tiếp cô mấy. Để Liên thăm.
Okay.
Để Liên thăm.
Let's get these two New Zealand steaks out. I need OE and OHA. Okay, give me the OHA first. Okay.
So there you go, a day working in the kitchen for V. So I really feel Thomas has trained those ladies very, very well. And even though V doesn't speak much English or understand much English. The other ladies speak Thai. They can teach her what they've learned. And I really think that's a good combination, a good benefit for her. So she can come down here on the weekend sometime and help them with breakfast. So come on down for a breakfast. Who knows who will be cooking it? Could be V. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.